For 10,000 cycles, the High Counselor confidently declared physics carved in stone. He'd lectured endlessly, convinced all possibilities were charted. Then, a single impossible hull signature didn't just bend them. It utterly rewrote the rulebook. Impossible. Every sensor officer in the Celestial Spire gasped as that ghost code blinked onto the master hololith. This wasn't any ghost. It was the digital fingerprint of the lost Terran dreadnought Vengeance, vanished since the age of First Expansion. It materialized in the Council's capital system, no drive wake, no mass shadow, no warning. How could a ship simply appear? And get this, its weapons were already charging, their energy curves defying every known signature. Council sessions? They always kicked off with a pompous recitation of the immutable edicts. Inertia, causality, conservation. High Counselor Forlag adored that ritual. It let him sneer at junior species dreaming of loopholes. Humanity, he'd remind them, had been the galaxy's most notorious loophole hunters. And look how that ended. Vanished. Extinct. A dusty footnote. The counselors clacked approval appendages, secure in the knowledge the galaxy had taught its harshest lesson. They were so wrong. Then, alarms didn't just ring. They sang a tone no living ear had ever heard. The anomaly klaxon. A chilling hush fell. Forlag's seventh nostril twitched, the only sign he had no idea what was coming next. Their comfortable illusion of order had shattered. A security flotilla, 20 cruisers fresh from the foundry yards, folded space to intercept. Commander YSS Tech of the 9th Vanguard broadcast the standard challenge. Power down and accept inspection. He expected compliance. Instead, a single data packet arrived. Inside, a star chart, 3 centuries old, labeled in pre-Exodus English. You are here. We are everywhere. Before YSS Tech could parse the audacity, every coilgun turret on his flagship simply wasn't there anymore. Not destroyed, erased. No debris, no radiation, no momentum transfer. The Vengeance had pulsed a wave treating causality as optional, retroactively deleting their existence. YSS Tech's bridge crew watched consoles display negative mass readings, then blank screens, then, impossibly, nursery rhymes. The cruiser group broke formation and fled. The Vengeance did not pursue. It just resumed charging. Back in the spire, Archivist Adjunct Carell sprinted into the chamber, clutching a data shard marked Terra, Omega Clearance. It held a single frame, the Vengeance's hull, scarred by vacuum welding patterns matching no known alloy. Carell's subroutine calculated hull age, -62 years. The ship had arrived before it left. Forlag stared at the impossible timestamp until the floor felt less certain than the vacuum outside. He ordered every classified file on humanity opened. What spilled out were not footnotes but terrifying warnings. Human engineers once converted a planet's core into a jump drive because we needed the range. Human Marines slept inside armored vac suits to board at fractional light speed. Human AIs wrote poetry while calculating firing solutions because stress relief improved accuracy. Each entry ended with, species self-limited, threat negligible. Negligible, Forlag muttered, had just arrived outside his window. Lead theorist Malrix, looking exhausted, assembled the galaxy's sharpest minds on a secure quantum channel. They agreed with a collective shudder on 3 facts. The Vengeance radiated 0 thermal signature, yet sat at 3 Kelvin above background. Its shields bent spacetime until starlight behind it arrived before starlight in front. Its main gun had deleted portions of YSS Tech's armament retroactively. Battle logs now showed those turrets never existed. Malrix proposed a 4th, chilling observation. The ship wasn't violating physics. It merely subscribed to deeper laws the Council had never noticed. The chamber fell so quiet counselors heard their own hearts. Forlag, his composure cracking, asked the question no leader ever once answered. Can we fight a law of nature? Foundries worked overtime, forging a superweapon in 17 hours. The Paradox Lance. A lattice of singularities designed to collapse local reality to zero-sum. It was fitted to the flagship Unyielding Ascent, crewed by volunteers backed by every treaty the Council had ever signed, every ounce of galactic pride. A broadcast declared the lance would restore galactic order. The vengeance answered not with fire, but with silence. And a single, terrifying trajectory adjustment, an orbit grazing the spire's containment field in 11 minutes. Panic spread faster than light. Counselors demanded evacuation, but jump gates jammed under an unspoken, external protocol. The vengeance owned the fabric of space now. Escape was a courtesy it had not extended. If stories about humanity rewriting the rulebook for the entire universe, fire your thrusters. Tap that subscribe button and ring the bell for more tales from the edge of impossible. We're just getting started. Rather than fire again, the vengeance did something unexpected. It opened a hangar bay and ejected a solitary cargo pod. The pod pierced the spire's hull like smoke, resolidified inside the debating chamber, and cracked open. Out stepped Ambassador no longer quite human Liera Voss, her uniform unchanged since her posting 300 years ago. She looked calmly at Forlag and said, "We paid our tuition in blood. Now we're here to collect our diploma." Behind her, shimmering with impossible light, floated a projection of Earth's night side, cities glowing brighter than any council megahabitat. "We learned to keep the lights on," she added. The rest just followed. Voss snapped her fingers. The impossible became demonstrably real. Every counselor saw a different impossible thing. A star ignited in a bottle on Forlag's podium, stable, room temperature. Carell's data shard rewrote itself into a living memory of her unborn offspring, waving. Malric saw equations solve themselves on his datapad, spelling out hello. None of it should have been. All of it simply was. Then, as if concluding a profound lecture, Voss said, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from homework." Class dismissed. The vengeance powered down its impossible guns. It didn't need them. The lesson, delivered with casual mastery, was already lethal to certainty. The council, reeling, convened an emergency vote. Surrender, negotiate, or stall. Tallies came back 43-7 for negotiation. But then, the voting software appended a new clause. All outcomes default to humanity's preference. Even their own ballots had been audited and corrected by Earth. Forlag felt the last pillar of imperial pride give way. He asked Voss what humanity wanted. She smiled then, a patient, knowing smile. "Want?" she echoed. "We want you to keep governing. Someone has to file the paperwork, after all." The chamber digested the insult wrapped in reassurance. For the first time in 10 millennia, the council understood what it felt like to be kept, not to keep. Before departing, Voss left a plaque. A heavy, obsidian slab, bolted firmly to the chamber's grand dome. Inscribed in every known language and several unknown, was a single, chilling sentence. "Whatever humanity wills, the galaxy consents." She stepped back into the pod, mission accomplished. The vengeance folded space without scar or surge, vanishing as casually as it had arrived. Sensors confirmed its signature, now timestamped tomorrow, yesterday, and never utterly unbound. The council's reign continued, but every decree now carried an unspoken asterisk referencing that plaque. Order remained, but confidence? Confidence did not survive the hour. High Counselor Forlag still stands for the immutable edicts at each session, voice steady. His seventh nostril no longer flared with arrogance. He recites inertia, causality, conservation, then pauses, eyes drifting inevitably to the plaque above, a constant reminder. Afterward, in the quiet of his chambers, staring out at the indifferent stars, he whispers a new law he cannot speak aloud. Reality is negotiable. Humanity holds the lease. Across the spire, counselors walk a little faster, sleep a little lighter, burdened by a truth they never asked for. They have met the anomaly, and the anomaly wore their flag on its shoulder. Somewhere in the dark between spiral arms, the vengeance patrols a syllabus only it can grade. And every clock in the galaxy now ticks to a rhythm first set on Earth. A rhythm of human will, not cosmic law. If this mind-bending tale of report cards for reality rocked your orbit, don't just sit there. Smash that like button, share it with a friend who thinks they've seen it all, and tell us in the comments below, what law would you rewrite first if you had humanity's power?